welcome to Inspiring Voices, the podcast of the Cornwall Federation of WIs. And this is former Chair Helen Kessel, and I'm sitting down today to meet with and have a conversation with our two new co-chairs as of yesterday, Liz Baker and Margaret Johnson. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
So you were both elected yesterday as co-chairs, which is something new for us in Cornwall. We've not had co-chairs before. How did that come about, Margaret?
Well, I think it came about really because leading up to yesterday, I think all of us were quite sure that there wasn't anybody that had a mad desire to take over the chair. We've got a lovely board of people, but all I would say is a lot of them are fairly inexperienced in perhaps leading the group. So I think it's true to say that Helen gave me a ring or a nudge in the ribs and said, how about it? And then I think we got Liz involved and decided that while neither of us were really, in all honesty, prepared to take it on individually, we were quite happy and quite liked the idea of co-chairing.
Now, you say that there isn't, some of the members of the board are not experienced. Now, you, of course, are, because you were the chair before I was. You've been there and done it.
I have. And funnily enough, I think the thought of having somebody with me relaxes me a lot. I mean, yes, I know what the job entails. I know the pitfalls. I know a lot of the highs and the lows. And I do know that for 4 years, I didn't have a weekend. I worked basically all weekend getting ready for whatever was coming up. But I think the thought of having somebody to share some of that with, and Liz, I mean, I'm looking at her face now on the screen, but she's definitely a good one. So I think we get on pretty well together, and we've got a lot of the same outlook, and I'm just looking forward to it. I really am.
What about you, Liz? Because you've not been the chair before, so this is something new for you.
Yes, I mean, I think it's a very nice idea. A job share is not unfamiliar to me because I have in my working career done a job share and I enjoyed that. I think what's so nice about it is to have some fun with it, I think, because the job itself is actually quite, I wouldn't say complex, but there's quite a lot to do to it, and you need to be able to understand all the arrows that come flying your way and unpick what needs to be sorted out. And to be able to have two people doing it is a really useful way of moving forward. I think actually, potentially, it's a very good model of working for maybe lots of WIs. That's what I'm particularly interested in, seeing how that might pan out. If we lead from the top, as you might say, many WIs might be interested in thinking about the same, and their own committees might not feel quite so threatening.
Having co-presidents rather than one person. Yeah, and we're not the only federation to have co-chairs, are we?
No, I mean, when we started to think about it, this was actually back in the summer as to whether this would be feasible. We contacted Surrey Federation because they have done the same. And so we had a nice chat with them, and we thought, well, let's try it down in Cornwall. Let's, lead from the front, really, which is what we want to do. So, and Margaret and I are very lucky. We do share the same sense of humour and the same values, I think. And I mean, we'll just have to see how it works, really.
And the other nice thing is that you're in different parts geographically, different parts of the county. So it's quite nice that you can sort of cover one end of the county to the other.
I think that's going to be really helpful because Cornwall is a long county, and travelling up and down to go down to meet some members down in the south is quite a long way. And likewise for Margaret coming up, or whoever's doing the job. So if we can split it, and that way we feel we'll get out and meet people more. I don't know what you think, Margaret.
Well, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying it will work, rigidly, because it can't. But I mean, the idea is that I will basically cover the west and Liz will cover most of the east. I mean, we both plan to get out and visit WIs and group meetings and goodness knows what. We're trying in our little way to take WI out to the masses, shall we say, out to the WIs, because we hear so much about odd remarks about people appear not to know what's going on. They don't know us. They don't know what goes on up there at county level. In fact, funnily enough, recently I was talking to somebody who lives in, works in, or, shares a WI, which I won't mention at this stage. But she said to me, we were talking about the different levels. And she said to me, she said, I totally understand why there's a national federation. She said, and I understand why we have WIs all over everywhere. But the one level I can't relate to is county. She said, I don't know what you do. I don't really know why you're there. And I don't know why we've got you. I felt about an inch high after that.
Oh.
But, so, and we all know that the myth about the secretary's bag, so many notices often don't see the light of day. So we're hoping to go out and reach some of these WIs who are not so familiar with us.
Well, I'm sure the invitations will be flowing in before too long. So you've got a really good, solid board of trustees with you and a great band of staff members in the office. So that's helpful, isn't it?
I think we are very lucky. We have our dream team now in the office. They are really great. They were recruited last year, two of them. And honestly, it's been an absolute joy to have them. And I know you would have felt that, Helen, because we were all involved in that. And they've got the hang of it very quickly and seem to be enjoying it, enjoying the concept of WI and enjoying meeting people. So for us working, I think it's going to be so much easier because we're moving forward and we can take this, hopefully the Federation forward from what you've done.
Absolutely. I mean, we're not trying to do anything. Well, yes, we are trying to do things differently, but we know that the great basis that you've made, Helen, and we are hoping to take it forward with us.
Good. So what?
Best of the past and the best of the future.
Yes.
Well, that's always the aim, isn't it? To hold on to what the WI means and has meant for over 100 years, but to build on it and take it forward into the modern age.
Absolutely.
It's so important because we really want to try and think how we can reach out to younger members with different ideas and views, and incorporate that into the WI and show people what really the WI is all about. I mean, it's a great.
So what are you excited about doing in the next year? You've got 12 months now, so.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of the usual things, but we're trying to get one or two new things in. I mean, as you know well, I've been organising a jigsaw challenge, and I'm currently trying to book a murder mystery evening if I can sort out their website. But there's lots of things. I think every meeting we have, we hope to have a new idea in a way, from us, from the board. And I think the mixture that we've got, there should be some good things coming up.
Good. I know you've put some feelers out about a potential holiday, haven't you?
Oh, that currently is being organised.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, no, I've been back. We've picked the size of the coach. We've picked roughly the dates. We've picked, and I've just heard back from Williams to say that lovely, got all the details now. I'm working on it, and as soon as I've got something, I'll be back to you. I mean, I am really hoping to advertise that early in the new year.
And this is a holiday to Holland to look at the tulips, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Well, sign me up, please.
Okay, I will do. Yes, I'll let you know when it's all coming. Well, it'll be advertised here, there, and everywhere. But no, I'm quite looking forward to that one. But I thought advertising it in the new year, it would be for the following year, so it wouldn't seem quite so far in advance as saying now it's in 2026.
And people can start putting their pennies aside now.
Exactly. But I think Williams are a pretty good firm to go with, and I think they'll look after us.
One of the things I'm quite interested in doing is I say under the board, it isn't quite like that. It's working with the Board of Trustees, all the subcommittees. And the subcommittees do need support and help. And it would be very nice when we get out and about, meet people, just to give them a bit more information about the subcommittees, to see if we can draw people in to support them, because they in turn will support the board from underneath. I don't want to be hierarchical, but that's, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I would be quite keen to work on those lines to draw people into that sort of variety of interests and tap into their expertise and see if we can get them onto the subcommittees. I think it might be. I don't know what
that's sorry, Liz. I was going to say I think that's another thing that we're hoping to do as we go out and about.
Yeah.
You know, meet people, because I'm a firm believer that it's face to face that you get people.
Definitely, and working with that, and also selling the idea. I think of this job share. If we can make this a success, this might be the model that people will be prepared to come onto the board and take on.
Oh, there's no if. There's no if you make it a success.
Oh no, that's
Okay,
inconceivable. It's going to be a huge success. It's going to be a fun year.
It will be a fun year, but it's not always all, you know, fun and laughs the whole time. There are always challenges. I mean, I held the job for 3 years and Margaret has had it for 4 years before that. Things always happen. So what do you think might be some of the challenges that you're likely to face over the next year?
Well, I think one of the first challenges we heard about was yesterday when we found out that over the weekend, one or either of us would be connected with the national conference. I mean, that was a little bit of a surprise coming directly upon us, but we shall face that one. But as for challenges, I mean, I don't think you can be prepared really for challenges, because obviously until they arise, you don't know they're coming. I think we've just got to be prepared to accept the unknown and the surprises, and suddenly pick up the phone and, you know, then I'll be on to Liz saying, help, what do we do about this? You know, and that is the joy of having somebody else.
I think also it's about trusting each other's judgment, and about the decision making that has to happen in any sort of role that you do, wherever you are. And so we feel we've built quite a good, fun relationship. Actually, we have a good laugh, which is what it's all about, really, isn't it? And then turning that into something really positive for this amazing organisation.
I think if we can show that we're enjoying it, it will fill across.
And that hopefully will then bring people on behind us when we move on to something else or whatever we do.
So what would you say to members listening to this? You think, well, I might be interested in sort of taking my WI experience a bit further, but I'm not really sure.
Well, get in touch and talk to us. We'll
yes, exactly.
Through it, and we'll help wherever we can.
We'll come out, talk to you, and we're quite keen on the opportunity for people to come in and listen to what we do, you know, obviously, and see if they would be interested in joining the board. People are. It's just a matter of, as Margaret says, speaking to them face to face and reassuring them, I think, that it's okay. It's good. It's been good fun, actually. I've been amazed, really.
I mean, we just, as you know, Helen, we've had two lasses that have been sitting in on our meetings. They both decided they were going to join. They came to the meeting, the special board meeting yesterday. Neither of them are afraid to open their mouths. They're giving their opinions there, and I think they're going to be really, really valuable new board members.
That's great.
Absolutely delighted. So we would say, you know, think about it. Don't hold back. If you want to be if you're interested, let us know, and we'll talk to you. Invite us out to see you at any point. We'll come and meet you. Be very happy to do that.
So what do you think is going to be the highlight of your year? Is there any big event that's coming up?
Oh, I think you find highlights in a lot of the things that you do. I mean, we've got like the International Women's Day That's always a big event. I love some of the events where we get lots of people there. And I'm well, I mean, let's face it, I think for me, and it's not because it will be the end of 12 months, I think the biggest highlight is likely to be the council meeting, because I think you get such a crowd of people, of WI members there, and particularly when they're singing Jerusalem. I just love
Oh,
those meetings.
that was amazing this
They're
year.
always good.
That really was good. I would really urge people out there, the members out there, to come to the council meeting. It's a great opportunity, a lovely venue, a lovely day out. They can go and have a nice lunch somewhere and come back and enjoy a really good speaker. We had Esme this year, Esme Young, and I mean, she was amazing, really.
I know. I do feel sorry for members who had to miss it or who just didn't get round to booking, because she was fantastic and it was such a good day.
Yes,
Well,
it was. It is a really good day, really interesting day.
And it's not just the council meeting, but you know, you spoke about the woman who Margaret spoke about, the woman who didn't know what the Federation does or what purpose we serve. And we run events throughout the year. They're a constant stream of events. So,
Mm.
I think it really is important to try and get the word out
Mm.
that we have these events and we want members to come and support them.
We
And
do.
at the same time, they'll learn something and get something out of it as well.
I think that's the most difficult thing, really, getting the message across. Because I mean, we talk about it, it goes on the media, it goes on the Facebook page, we send out county news, but how many people actually read these things? It's like you could take a horse to water, can't make him drink. You can put all the information out there, but you can't make them really read it, accept it, and act on it. And that's the thing. I just don't like to feel that so many members are missing out.
Well, one of the things, Margaret, don't you, is the sort of drive towards turning things a bit more digital. We've got online forms for this and the other, online applications. We are really trying to master all those things to make it as easy as possible for people. And I think, as we say, the best of the past, but we've really got to look to the future and keep up with all these things. Otherwise, we are going to get left behind.
But I will say, Helen, I think those forms that you put on, I think they're absolutely magical. They're so simple.
They're so easy. It just takes a second, doesn't it?
I know. And I was speaking to Carenza about it, thinking of things that I've got coming up. And she said, oh, no, that's easy. She said, I can do it. We just change the questions and put different things on, just like that. So I thought,
well, she's got templates of the forms now. So it's just, it's just a question of changing a few things every time there's a new event.
Yes.
So I would urge members to think a little more out of the box on those things and to look at the website more, really look and explore it. There's so much there. And if you're not sure, then ask someone and we'll help you,
Yeah, I always think as well that at the Federation level, we do rely on secretaries and WI committees to sort of sell our events to their members. That's part of their job. And I don't know that it necessarily always happens.
I would agree with you, actually. I don't think it does. And you need the push, really. And it's hard for people perhaps who don't choose to be interested in applying on digital. I get that, and that's fine too. We can always accommodate that.
But it's not just, I mean, all of our events are listed in the newsletter.
Yes,
and so,
exactly.
yeah, members have a nice little piece of paper they can look at if they don't want to go online or
They can
if
pick
they
up a
can't
phone.
go online.
Pick up a phone and we can help them too. So we do appreciate the transition that's happening in this digital space really now. It is quite significant, I think.
Yeah,
But we must move forward. We really must.
absolutely.
And I think also meeting people from other dimensions in life is important, not just to stay in our own world. We've got to reach out and see what other people do from different backgrounds and views, to show that the WI is modern and relevant. So that's another side we must focus on too.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I've got one last question for you both.
Mhm.
I know there is one Federation Chair's badge. Which of you is going to wear it?
Liz, Liz.
Well, I don't know. Yesterday was funny because I sat there and suddenly Margaret was, did you come marching over with it or somebody did and plonked it round my neck?
Oh, that was
Was it Julia, was it?
no, it was Gareth.
Oh, it was, oh yes, it was Gareth. Oh yes, that's right. But I did try and fight my corner, but I didn't have much luck. So it will change hands
You'll
depending on
you'll take turns.
Well,
yes.
I think it's only fair, really. I mean, I had it for 4 years and wore it. So, yes, so I was determined that Liz would receive it.
Well, at least I've got had it for 1 day. I'm not a badge person, but you know, I will wear it with pride. How
Of
about that?
course you will. I'll remind you now and again.
Well, thank you both of you very much for chatting to me. And I wish you all the best. You don't need luck because you're both going to be brilliant as co-chairs, but do wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Helen. We don't have an easy task to follow you because you did a grand job. But
That's a
we will
bit.
do our best between us.
Well, I had to follow you, so thank you both.
All right, Helen. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.